Let's take a moment to explore one of the most significant parts of the work that we're doing. And for me, the most significant part that's up for me has to do with the actual experience of the things I'm desiring to feel and or learn. And the actual experience of something is a term I would call kinesthetic, which means I want to have the aware physiological long-term memory of something I'm learning with information until the information becomes an emotional experience. So when it's an emotional experience, then it's stored down into my body kinesthetic memory, or my one girl memory. This one girl memory, we call it, is a foundational experience of my actuality as a human being, my identity of who I am. It is my self-survival, it is my will, it is my quote, I am, it is my substance of what I am as a soul, as a discrete individual. So when I pursue something in feeling, and I link that feeling toward truth, over a period of time, the feeling builds and then gives the intellectual accumulation over to the soul-based emotional experience, and then it becomes a heartfelt experience. From then on, whatever that soul-based experience was, is held within the mechanism and is now regenerated and distributed throughout my body in the progression of the necessary physical layers of growth, which can take months or years, depending on where that is, that my kinesthetic experience in the body now incorporates and distributes the new level of knowledge or soul-based emotional wisdom. In the process of doing this, I realized that there are actually 12 lines that come into this soul-based emotional wisdom. These 12 lines, yes, they correspond to the 12 birth order positions, the glands and organs and body systems, yes, all of the chakra systems, 12 meaning the front and back of any one of them, the front and back of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, the ascending and the descending flow. Yes, there are 12 links of textural experiences that have variations of temperature, winter, summer, for example. They have variations in textures, smooth or rough. They have variations in the sensing mechanisms in my body. So how can I experience with my nerves, glands, organs, and bones? How can I experience with my blood? How can I experience with all my physical cells what would be the emotional experience of all 12 of these operating simultaneously? Now, that is something I'm aspiring to feel and understand, because inside the 12, there are 12 innate attributes that all souls are born with. They're within my body, within my genes, within my cellular structure. But the interesting thing about the 12 is that there are the same 12, they have 12 accesses that are voluntary, meaning I'm not required to do them. I'm given the opportunity to do them or learn about them if I want to. For example, compassion. It's not a requirement on a soul level It is an option which can become more realized if I choose to want to experience it, because I recognize it's related not only to the sense of compassion to myself or my family, but it's my sense of compassion into the animal kingdom, plant kingdom. I have compassion then for all all living things. But the language of that compassion starts out as being sensory. Something I can touch, something I can smell, something I can taste, something I can hear, something I can see. And I can develop my appreciation of that one single attribute called compassion. Then there comes a level, which is right at the level 4, in my experience of this, goes into the level 5, where the only way to do the upper 4, 5, and 6 and beyond is if I'm really willing to go past the senses, which means how do I develop an appreciation, a tenderness, and a caring for an animal somewhere in the jungle in Africa, or a bird flying in Australia, or a bear or a seal having an encounter in the Arctic? How do I go past the physical presence of my ability to smell, taste, touch, see? This is an extension of senses that only I can develop when I choose to develop them. So if I choose to want to feel the existence of life beyond the boundaries of my mind, it requires that I develop the other 11 senses along with it. I did say 11 because all 12 of these senses, they are available to me, and some of them are available because of my existence in the physical body. But eventually, my only way to experience them is have a sincere desire to want to feel something and the truth about the something, and then the truth about how to feel it, experience it, and eventually how to utilize it. So, for example, this one I referred to called compassion, which is related to the father's side of the family, very much affected by my relationship to my father and my father's mother, and my father's mother's mother, and the number 5 great grandmother, and my immune system. And I can feel my whole body. And how do I feel my whole kinesthetic body? How do I feel bones and muscles and nerves? How do I feel all those different textures of types of cells? How do I distinguish the difference between my liver, my gallbladder, my kidney, my adrenal, my own reproductive tract, my bones, my toenails? How do I feel all of those? To me, that is a series of languages. So those languages, yes, they're very much related to the senses, because the senses are not designed to be dropped. They're designed to be enhanced. So if I take the 5 senses and the senses above them, they actually fit inside of each other in a very interesting way. Yes, it's possible to taste a color, or hear a color, or smell a sound, or it's possible to enhance our literal appreciation of our kinestheticness. I have to confess that the annoying part for me is this. I keep wanting to go, well, I like to go fast. I like to go up, and I like to go out, and I like to just go. Well, then the annoying part is the higher you want to go, the more actualized you need to become. If you really want to go high, you have to go down. If you really want to fly, you have to learn how to be still. It's an odd thing to have to actualize into groundedness in order to be able to allow the experience of the acceleration. And then how can you bring the acceleration down into the physical body to accelerate the empirical experience of what it feels like to be in the body in 12 different languages? And at this point, I'm a child with a new toy. I'm enjoying the 6,000 different minerals. I'm practicing the identity of each one, and I'm experiencing the 31 minerals that are part of the periodic table of chemistry, and how an element is different than a mineral, but there are 31 minerals that are elements, and da 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 da. And I'm experiencing biochemical alignments of molecules, and I'm enjoying the roots of trees, the earth, colloidal minerals that have been digested by plants and they become soil. I'm enjoying the postural yoga of every tree around me doing some kind of yoga in some form or another. Other ones do different shapes, and I'm enjoying the experiential aspects of how every single thing out there is reflected to somewhere inside me. I'm still learning how to sense. And as you well know, the primary sensing beginning has to do with the desire to feel. Feel more, the sincere desire to feel more and more. And did I mention more? For the purpose of being able to experience more of life and its actuality. So the upcoming programs, they're linked along these lines, meaning that the desire to feel, essentially the protocol, and the orientation of the appreciation of nature, mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and the difference between life force of a biochemical nature and life force of an electromagnetic nature and life force of a vibrational nature, and the ability to move that through the physical body rather than around the physical body. So I'm enjoying linking my physical interior systems outwardly in sequence to the experience of all of the different qualities of different colors, different sensation and temperatures, the different texture between a blade of grass or an algae before that, to a bush, to a tree, different kinds of trees. And I'm kind of appreciating my relationship more to nature as it is capable of moving through my own body. And I'm excited to share more of the process of how to sense, feel, and link the interior anatomy to the imaginative flow of the circulation of life force, and then with the use of attention and feeling to circulate it in the human body, and then to potentially utilize that life force to repair or build or sense more, until it reaches that place where we can no longer just do things with the senses, because we have to go beyond the senses. So linking that one, building the foundation, building the foundation, building the foundation, circulating 1 through 4, 1 through 5, and then, do I really want to feel the brush of an angel near me? Then I have to challenge my belief systems about the existence of spirits. Do I really believe that there is a spirit world? And do I really believe that there are spirits around me? And what if some of them are nice? And what if some of them are not nice? And, am I in any danger or whatever and whatever or whatever? Do I really want to use the foundational experience and extend my sensitivity to feel the presence of, if you will, higher places, higher beings, do I really want to, shake hand with a spirit known or unknown to me? Do I want to have a wrestling match with one of them? Or, sorry, I have a wrestling background, so that's one of the things. Do I really want to go up and tickle God's belly? Or can I use my playful imagination to play with the creator who creates playful children? I can't imagine ever being a loving father and not wanting to play with your own children. So I'm kind of the optimistic appreciation that the divine is capable of playing with us because we want to play. You kind of have to choose to want to play. So I'm excited about taking these 5 upcoming programs, one new, very new, and the other one's a little older, and how they work. So we'll just see what happens. I can't tell you. I know exactly what's going to happen. I just try something and see if it feels good and feels right, and do I learn anything from it? And you get to watch if you want to see if I go crazy, or my hair turns gray or brown maybe, or I don't know. You get to watch and see if any of it works for you, and you get to decide, do you want to engage in the process or not? So I'm asking you to consider that there are these 12 lines, channels, opportunities, bridges, gates, whatever you want to call them, that are available to all of us to be able to incorporate. So in the coming weeks, I would like to take one of these categories at a time and do it more richly. And one of the first ones is going to be, I'd really like to do another one on what it really means to be kinesthetic. I know it's a strange term. I would suggest you go look it up and see what the word means to some people, and then mostly set that aside. The proprioceptors, you might look up proprioceptors too. You might look up a laminin, L-A-M-I-N-I-N. You might look that up and look at connective tissue, what it means to sense with a non-sensing body, because the kinesthetic type learns to feel with their body. So I urge you for a while, go look some of that up if you want. And then we're going to go there. Because if we go there, I think we're all going to end up having much better experiences than what we might have had. So thank you for your generosity of time and patience, and I shall talk to you again soon.